I got to tell you, your story is one that is so powerful. Chris, you were injured in a college football game, and your life changed instantly. How did you muster the courage to say, I'm not just going to give up?
You know, it was a tough decision, but I thankfully had that foundation of my faith in God. I was surrounded by family, friends, and then just from my upbringing of sports, of failing over and over again, having practices and workouts where I didn't think I could finish, but I finished. Games where it looks like there's no chance of a comeback, but we came back. Having that experience just gave me this confidence and belief in myself is that I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna be part of that 3% that does recover.
Emily, so many people in your position, you know, you could have just said, hey, Chris, you know, this is a life that's gonna be too tough for you and for me. You did not walk away.
No, I mean, everybody has something. We all have things that we go through. And for Chris, you can see his challenges. Most of us, you can't, but we all do have something that you have to work through and be there for that person. And that's just love. You do that for who you love. And I mean, I'm so thankful I did, because we're living the life that I've always dreamed of, and doing exactly what I wanted to do, of just spreading love and hope, and helping others know that no matter what, you can get through it.
I'm amazed, too, that you guys have adopted 5 girls.
Yes.
I think that may be the bigger miracle than anything you've ever faced in your lives.
Thank you.
Incredible. And what caused you to say, in light of all the things we've got to cope with, the challenges of Chris's physical limitations, that we can handle 5 girls?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we didn't think that at first. It was definitely a progression where God was really stretching us to be able to do that. But it's always been just something that I've had a big heart for. And when in high school, I started mentoring a girl, Whitley, who's our oldest daughter. She's 20 now. Oh. And that's how I learned about foster care. So I was hooked, and I knew that we were going to do that in my life. Like, I was just going to do what I could to help these kids. And when you meet them, they are amazing. They bring so much joy to our lives, and our lives would not be the same without them. And then we are still fostering as well. We have a little guy that we just got this week, who we have to keep going, because we know the need and we know we can do something about it.
The videos, both the graduation video and the wedding video, have been seen, I want to say it's like over 300 million times across the world. I mean, there are a lot of movies that wouldn't get 1% of the viewership of just the YouTube videos of you guys. That has to be an encouragement to you to know that your life, your story, is touching people in a very deep and profound way.
I mean, it is. I mean, just seeing that impact that it can have on other people by the way that you live your life is pretty incredible to see. We have people reach out all the time where they're in a dark place and they finally have hope again, or they believe in love again, or want to grow a relationship with God or go back to church. And it does add extra pressure and responsibility to just know that no matter any of us, all of us, we have that responsibility, because everyone around, they see what you do, and just the example you have in others makes an impact.
Chris, I saw in the video you made a comment, and it really, really hit me hard, because you said that when you were preparing for the wedding and your goal was to walk Emily down the aisle and to walk those 7 yards, and you said, if I fail and I fall flat on my face, I'd rather do it and try than just to not even give it a shot. And I thought, how gutsy is that? I mean, it truly was a risky thing for you to stand up out of that chair, take 7 yards of steps to be able to experience that with Emily. Were you afraid? Was there a moment at which you said, this may not work?
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of times where I thought, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? But then I'm reminded of all those messages from people from across the world who were in a dark place, and they now have hope because of this graduation walk. So that gave us inspiration that we had to keep going. And I also knew falling flat on my face, the foundation though still is God. Like the truest thing about you is what God says about you. And I knew that no matter what happened, I had my faith and I had Emily, I had the girl, so it's all good.
It's a powerful story. Emily, I also appreciate that in the book, The 7 Longest Yards, you also discussed that you did struggle with depression. How did you cope with the sometimes depressing moments that you had.
Yeah, I mean, right after the graduation walk, we were so busy before that, and then it started creeping in, the depression, and I had no idea what was going on. I had everything that I needed, so it didn't make sense that I'd be struggling with depression. I was just very naive to mental health at the time, and also I'm very independent and want to do everything myself, which is not a good combination. So I tried to do it myself for way too long, and I couldn't. So I struggled, and I was in such a dark place where I didn't think I was going to get through until we went back to church, and I started praying again and getting back with my relationship with God. And then I made the decision to go get help and realize like getting help is a strength, and it's harder to do that, but that's when it changed everything. And when I pushed it under the rug, it did not go away. And those things you have to talk about, because when you let it out and you talk about it, it does not have the same power on you.
You guys are amazing, and I want to tell you what a great inspiration you are. You touch people at every age level, at every point of life. And your story is one that I don't care whether a person has been confronted with something like you have been, Chris, but this is a story that encourage people and lift them up and challenge them. And they see you and they say, these guys can keep going. So can I. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your story.
Appreciate it.
God bless you. My thanks to Chris and Emily Norton, inspiring and helping so many people. And it could be you that they help. Their book, I'm holding in my hands, The 7 Longest Yards. It's available everywhere, Amazon, bookstores. You can order the book and also see a trailer for the film, 7 Yards. You can book them as speakers in your community and learn about the Chris Norton Foundation, all at chrisnorton.org.